What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's project, which is a crazy, wild one, based around Payne's Ford F-100 is what we've got on here. This is the Bare Foot V12, designed and created by Zaraki on Payne's Ford F-100. Looking absolutely insane. And while we're at the beginning of the episode, you've already seen the livery that goes on this one, so a big shout out to IB Kasparowski, if I'm saying that right, for this beautiful livery that we've got on this one today, or we will have a little bit later on. It is looking very sorry for itself, but it does have that absolutely insane beast of a V12 stuffed into the back of this pickup truck. Absolutely crazy. Let's just talk about some of the facts for this one. It is the Bare Foot V12. It's done over 200,000 kilometers. I'm going to guess on an older engine before we stuff that massive V12 in the back. Just my theory on that one there. Did I get a good deal? Absolutely not. I bought it for 22,331 and I could only sell it for 17,988, losing out on 4,343 before we even begin. But the beast of an engine in the back there is the V12 HE engine. It's going to look pretty insane when it's done. 1,532 horsepower. And we will obviously be adding performance parts today to increase this one as much as we can. It's going to be a little bit wild, I do think. Don't forget to come and join us on the Red Dot Games official Discord server, where you could enter into the current competition for your chance to win a copy of the Ford DLC when it comes out. We are building the 1969 Salem Spectra, and it does need to be a green theme at the very least on there for Evernote to vote for whichever one's going to be his favourite, and that winner will receive the free DLC. Absolutely fantastic. Let's get this little beast started. Let's get over to the car wash. Let's get it cleaned up. Here we are then in the car wash with this beast of a Ford F-100. Absolutely insane. Cannot wait to get this one finished. It should be pretty wild, but there we go. All the body cleaned. Let's get the interior done. Get it back on the lifter. Get that big old engine ripped out of there, and then start stripping everything else down. First things first, we want to check that big V12 for an oil pan. Can we see it? There is no oil pan, so we don't need to worry about that. Then how have we got connections going on up here then? Let's have a look. So we've got the front drive shafts all connected. Drive axles connected. In there with the drive shaft. Down with the drive shaft to the rear end. And then officially nothing connects the engine. Doesn't matter. We will use our imagination. Oh, there is a secondary drive shaft going from here into here. So there is a connection. That's all right then. It's not as empty as we thought it would be. Not quite in the correct place, but it's still going to be cool. And nonetheless, there we go. So we got nothing we really... Oh, we do need to take this drive shaft out. So we do need to get the drive shaft out. Let's just get you ripped out of there. Nice and easy. Are we missing a starter? We are by the looks of that. So I'm... Whoa, jumpy, zoom in. I'm just going to add that to my basket now, along with this secondary drive shaft so that we don't forget it later on. And let's get this gearbox out of here. Out you come. Nice and easy. And then we should be able to hopefully rip. I couldn't think of where I was. Now I'm going into all of the wrong modes. Don't know what's going on there. Back down on the ground is what we're after. Let's go and grab the engine crane. I don't know what happened there. I think I pressed the button on my mouse and I wasn't supposed to. But let's rip this V12 out of here. Nice and easy. That is what we like. Do we have engine bay stuff to go with this? At the back here, we do have large intercoolers just down here that need to be done. The exhaust can all be sorted from underneath. That's exhaust. We do have... I can't click on it. There we go. A power steering reservoir just there. Well, we will have a little bit later on. Then up the front, we got the wishy-washy reservoir, ABS pump, 3 batteries to power this beast, brake servo, fuse box, ECU, coolant reservoir, radiator, 2 fuel tanks, and 2 fuel pumps in there as well. Pretty wild. Let's get the rest of all of this internal stuff stripped out, ready to go. By the time we come back, we'll have this truck all sorted. We'll be working on the bodywork. That's everything repaired, replaced, or upgraded mechanically on this beautiful Ford F-100. So let's start tearing the body down. Off with the fenders, off with the hood, out with that front end. That is a bumper. Grabbing the license plate as well. What else have we got? That was part of the body. Body, windshield, door, mirror, window. Nice combo there. We got... No. I wanted the license plate just sat behind it. There we go. Out with that rear window, rear fender, rear lights. Oh, rear bumper. Nice wheelie bar bumper there. Out with the fender on the other side. And is that everything? I think it might be everything. No interior by the looks of that. So let's just check we've got everything onto here. 1% in there. We're missing car part 1B, whatever that may be. What are you, car part 1B? Let's see if we can figure this out. Trim. There we go. Nice and easy on that one there. Let's have a look then at the frame. Is it 7%? And obviously I bought the car for a little over 22,000. What do we reckon today? I'm going to say 800. 500. Way off on this one. But let's jump in very quickly and check out the Ford F-100 body shop. You've got window trim. I don't know why we've got it twice. With window wipers, without window wipers. I see what's going on now. Black and normal chrome trim. Then we got rear trim. I'm assuming it's just black and normal on there. A couple of different front bumpers to go on. That one with a license plate holder, but we don't need that. I think ours balance is fine. So we'll see what we go with when we come to it. Then we've got front ends, painted and non-painted, so on and so forth. I think I might go for a painted one, you know. Not 100%, but we'll see where we end up. Black trim again on the doors. So that's quite nice because I do like a bit of black trim. A couple of different hood options. I think this has got black lettering on it. You can see just around there. It looks like it. We'll have a double check a bit later on. Then we got just the rear fenders or the side step and rear fenders as well. A few light options to play around with. A few rear light options to play around with as well. I think we'll keep one that says Ford. I quite like this one. Maybe we shall see. Then we've got rear bumpers. Can I swap to that light? Will that actually work? I don't know. We'll find out. Our rear bumper is obviously going to be the wheelie bar one on there. I don't think we've got a clamshell in this one. We'll check a little bit later on, and obviously some more fenders for the other side, or some extra wide ones. Maybe we'll play with the wide fenders. We shall see. Bit bizarre. I don't know why that one's here. I thought they were all up further up. Never mind. We'll figure that out later. Rear window, more light options, more light items. Trunks. I don't think we can put a trunk on ours, although we may be able to hang this dangly a little bit. And then windshield. So there's a few options to play around with for this one. Let's try and get ours back together. I'm going to repair what I can repair, and then we'll replace what we have to. I'll see you in a minute when we get this one all back together. Let's get this little beauty all back together then. On with the hood. We went for the Ford F-100 Hood B with the blacked out badges. Looking pretty good. Front fenders, we kept them as they were with the side steps on there. Looking pretty good. In we go, in we go. For the front end, we kept it with the paintable one, but we took off the indicator bits. So it's just the lighting bits at the front there. And we put in these LED sort of style paintable lights on there just to finish it off. Front bumper, we swapped out to the little chin spoiler lip on there. Looking nice. Then we got the doors in with the black trim, obviously. Windshield on you go. Black trim around the window. And then we got black trim on the mirror as well. Round to the other side we go. On with the door, also black trim. And then we got the window and that lovely black side mirror. And then the rear trim at the back here, you guessed it, black trim. And it also gives us a little black fuel door on there as well. Let's get the rear window in. Then we got these wide rear arches. On you go and on you go there. Obviously, that wheelie bar in you go. And then we've got the left tail light. We went for the black trim. They do sort of float, but we're pretending like the cables are holding them in place. It is what it is. On you go and on you go. And then that's pretty much it for the bodywork. We do have some license plates to go. Let's get them on then. So we'll go around to the front. Now, the front of this is the beauty. There we go. Looking pretty good. Beauty at the front, and then round at the back when we can get it on there. The engine will be at the back, and that is the Beast. This livery is called Beauty and the Beast, so it does fit in absolutely perfectly with the build today. Let's get some interior in. That's photo mode. That is not what I wanted. Why wasn't it not? There we go. That's what I was aiming for. Interior, then the... Okay, we'll try that again. Interior, then the steering wheel we've gone for is the steering wheel 7. And the front bench, if you try and just add this to your shopping list, it adds a part that doesn't exist. I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't know why that is. But what you need to do is buy the front cape bench, and it'll fit perfectly. Or bench cape front, whichever way around you want to say it. But the front bench for the bolt cape, and it fits in absolutely perfectly in there. And if I take out the window, just to show you, you can jump in and sit in the front of this absolute beast. I'm not sure whose problem that is, why it comes up as a piece that doesn't exist, but it's one of them things that just happens sometimes. So there we go. Car stats, have we got everything? 100%, 100%, 100%. Let's get Beauty and the Beast into the paint shop, ready for that livery. Well, there she is, all done in the matte pink with white stripes and all of this matte carbon fibre dotted around the outside. We also put a little bit of black on the wheelie bar just to make it match in a little bit better because it did stay all chrome all like this all the way along. So we just added a little bit of black to it. And then on the interior there, we put a little bit of that pink on the steering wheel and just a little bit on the underside and the seatbelt clips for that beautiful bench. That's what we're going to go for today. Looking pretty good. Inside the engine bay that doesn't contain an engine is very pink with a bit of black in there, so we got some colors to play around with as well. We can also add a bit of white in there, and then this engine at the back, we can just go absolutely mad with this. I'm so looking forward to how this is going to turn out, and I hope I can get it to look absolutely fantastic. That's it for the minute. I need to get everything painted and start reassembly, so wish me luck as I try and get this engine painted beautifully to match in with this bodywork. Beauty side of this truck looking absolutely stunning in a pink, black and white. Now we need to start getting all of the suspension together, starting with the shocks. White shocks, pink springs, black caps on there, looking absolutely fantastic. Very pleased with them. But let's start getting some of this all assembled. We got the front suspension cross member in the white, the front steering knuckle in the black, and then we've got a steering rack in the pink, the sway bar in the pink, and then that front drive axle also in the pink there. Upper suspension arms in the pink, looking very good. Bolt you up. It does look a bit more purple under here, if I'm being honest. But we're definitely going to go with pink. You can see when the light's on it, it definitely shines a bit of pink. We'll just get the torch on. That's definitely pink in there. Get that lovely shock on, looking absolutely fantastic. Then we got the sway bar end link in the black. On you go, rubber bushings. Won't forget them. In you go, and in you go over there. Nicely done. And then we got the inner tie rod also in black and the outer tie rod in a cheeky little white there, along with this first front drive shaft just in the black to keep it matched in. These don't go white and they go a very metallic-y pink, so we didn't want too much of that in this one today. Knuckle covers are in the white with the wheel hub in the black. On you go. Little hub bearing, brake disc on you go, and then we've got the front drive axle also in black, so all the sort of blacks are running in through the middle there, looking very good. Brake pad on you go, and then the brake caliper, not force chromed, just in a slightly lighter on that sort of pinky purple. That definitely looks more purple than pink. There we go, now it looks pink. That's what we're going for. That's our front end half done. Let's get down the back and start getting all of this together. We'll come to that intercooler in a bit. The coil spring drive axle in the lovely white. The solid control axle arm in the black with a rubber bushing in there. On you go. Then we got the knuckle in the pink on there, and let's just get in underneath. The leaf spring plate and both the U-bolts are in that lovely little pink. In you go, and in you go there. We've also got the shock in pink, slightly alternating from the front, and then the spring cap in a black opposite to the front with the spring in the pink and the cap in the white. Sort of opposite colours, lower half in the white, lower half in the black, top half in the black, top half in the white. Looking pretty good on there. Wheel hubs in the white, then the solid rear drive axles in a lovely little black on there. And we do have drum brakes at the black at the back. So let's get the cylinder in, the brake shoes in, and then the drum on top. We've kept that one in a little pink. It is a little bit more metallic than everything else, but it still looks pretty good. Then we've got the large intercooler. These are very metallic in the pink, but there's nothing we could do about that, I'm afraid. That's just the way it went. That's it for down the bank. I can't say back today. Down the back. We will get these fuel tanks in up the front, though. These are both in a matte pink with some white fuel pumps in there as well. Now I'm going to crack on and get the rest of the other side done. We'll come to sort out this engine bay before we go and build that beautiful, beautiful V12. There's the suspension all finished, mostly in a pink and white with a few splashes of black, just to keep it all together. What do you guys think? Do let me know in the comments below, and maybe hit that subscribe button while you're down there. We're very close to 1,000 subscribers. Please help me get there by smashing that subscribe button. Let's move on and get the engine bay all sorted, though. Coolant reservoir in you go. A wishy-washy reservoir in you go. Then we got 3 batteries to power this absolute beast. Lovely little brake servo just up here. And the ECU, stage 3 in there, ready to go, all tuned up. Well, not tuned up yet, but we'll get to that later. ABS pump in the black with the module also in the black is there as well. It is quite pink inside this engine bay. We shall see it in just a little while. Then we got the radiator in the metallic-y pink because we can't get it to go any other type of pink. Fan housing kit in the black with the chrome pink radiator fan on there. Looking very, very good at the front. Let's just step away for a second and have a look in there what it looks like. All very pink. with a few splashes of black. We do have another few engine bay pieces to go. Down the back here, we've got another pinked out radiator with the fan housing kit in black and 2 chrome pink fans on there. And just before we move on, power steering reservoir, the only other part sitting down at the back for the engine bay. Looking pretty good down there. Although it's a metallic-y pink and the rest of it isn't a metallic-y pink, it still looks very good in there. Very pleased with that. Let's jump on though. Let's go and build that beautiful V12 engine. Now, I've already started. As you can see, I have left this one head on. We got the block in the black, oil pan in the white, the engine head in that beautiful pink. Now, when we go to add the part, there is a lot of bolts on this, which is why I haven't done it for you now. I'm just going to quickly show you. Camshaft cap A, when it goes in on the top, though, is in a beautiful black. But look how many bolts that's got. So I'm going to get this done, the other head on, and then the other camshaft cap on as well. And I'll see you in a second. There we go. That's a good start to the engine. Honestly, if I'd have left all of me bolting all of that in, that would have been half of the engine build just doing that. Now, we've obviously got 12 spark plugs, being a V12. We've got 2 camshafts, one either side. Each camshaft has 7 camshaft caps on, so that's 14 of them in total. And then 2 cam gears, one on the end of each camshaft. So I'm now going to crack on and get the rest of the innards all done, and I'll be back in a second. There we go. The biggest part of that engine is now complete and ready to go. Let's move on down the front, though. We've got a lovely little timing chain in here and then a beautiful white timing cover on the front just to finish it off. This does also have a lot of bolts. Everything on this is big bolts and lots of them, just the way it goes with the big old V12. Water pump in here is in that matte pink, looking absolutely fantastic. The only difference in the colours is the engine heads. They're in a sort of that metallic-y sort of pink rather than the matte pink. Water pump pulleys in the black, crankshaft pulleys in the black on there. Then we've got the alternator in the black. On we go, along with the power steering pump. Also in the black, you guessed it. There we go. Serpentine belt on you go. Serpentine belt on you go. And can we do the fan now? We can indeed. The fan is in that matte pink, looking fantastic. Let's nip on around though. Let's go into the center. We've got the ignition distributor. We've kept that one in a black. The rotor's not painted because it's going to be covered by the cap, which is in a white. And then we've got some lovely matte pink clips on there. There we go. Words. Fuel filter on you go, also in that matte pink. And then we've got these beautiful engine head covers. These are in a solid white, looking absolutely fantastic. Just short bolts on this one, so we just get them all bolted up onto this side as well. Let's get you all in. Oh, there we go. Always the last bolt I'm waiting for. Let's just get them in. Nicely done. Ignition wires, we'll throw them in now. They are in that matte pink. It looks a little bit more pearl to me, but it's still the matte pink, looking very good. Then we've got the intake manifolds, also in that matte pink, looking fantastic. Again, lots of bolts, but they're only the little ones. So let's just get them all up and miss a few on the way as we go. Other side, in we go. Get you all done as well. Come on. Lots and lots of bolts. Nice and easy. Fuel rail in a white, just to sort of keep that all bit in there looking good. The oil filter, I did want to do it in a pink, but it didn't work. It stayed like a green with a pink rim, so we just went black with that one. And then the exhaust manifolds are all white, and the exhaust is all white as well. And hopefully it's going to look pretty good when we get it all dropped in towards the end. Well, not too long now till we get it all dropped in. Then we've got a throttle on here in the white. In you go, with a few other pieces left to go on this. So we're going to come back to that in a second. Let's just go around and get the other side all caught up. In we go for you. Lovely white manifold. In we go. Lovely white manifold. And then the white throttle. On we go. Let's get you all bolted in. This is a big beast of an engine as well. It is absolutely massive. Air filter bases are in the black. Then we've got the air filter. And then the air filter cover also in the black. I did want these pink, but it didn't work. So we had to settle for some lovely pink clips just to finish it off. On you go. In you go. And on you go. Oh, select the clip is what I wanted. I can't zoom out any further. Even with the quality of life extra zoom, it doesn't let you go out that much further on this beast because it is insanely massive. I'm going to crack on, get this other side all finished. Then we'll grab some pictures and then we'll get it dropped in that insane Ford F-100. That engine is absolutely massive. Such an insanely big engine. I kind of love it. But let's get it taken off of here. And let's get it dropped on to the Ford F-100. Because there's no way in hell it's going in In you go onto that beautiful flatbed. Let's get that crane put away. We can already see it. It's absolutely massive. And I think that looks beautiful on there. The white sort of keeping in with the stripes on there. The blacks in with the carbon fiber. And then most of that matte pink on there matching in with that. With a little bit of the metallic matching in it down there. Still looks absolutely fantastic. We've still got some stuff to do though. So let's get it up in the air. It is so insane. I kind of love it a little bit. But there we go. Let's get underneath. We got a couple of drive shafts to go in. Can I even fit them in? No, we need to start with the gearbox. Let's remember that. In with the gearbox, just in that matte black on there, looking very good. We'll nip around to this side because we do have a lovely little starter just to throw in the pink on there. Then we'll get the drive shafts in. First drive shaft going into the gearbox in the black on there. On we go and on we go. And then the second drive, nope, the second drive, the second. Why can't I click on the drive shaft? Why is it not lit? There we go. The second drive shaft down the black there in also that black. Not quite crossing over. Beautiful position there by Zaraki. We're using our imagination a little bit, but it still looks absolutely fantastic. Then we've got all of this exhaust to go in, and we've got two front exhaust sections on either side, both in the white. So let's just nip around to the other side and zoom out a little bit and get them in. In we go. And in we go. Then we've got down here the front exhaust section A for this side in the white. And then the rear muffler D just up there for that side. Looking good. And then down here is the front exhaust section B, which is for the XJ220. And then the other exhaust just up there. There we go. That should be everything apart from the wheels and obviously liquids and window tinting. But let's get it dropped back down. Let's see for the minute how good that looks. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Very, very pleased with that. Loving the work by Zaraki. We've got beauty at the front and that beast of an engine at the back, although the plate is hidden by the exhaust pipe. It still looks cool nonetheless. I'm going to get the windows tinted, liquids topped up, and some beautiful wheels done for this wonderful drag truck. Then we'll get it outside and in the sun. Here we are then, all finished with Payne's Ford F-100 in Zaraki's Bare Foot V12 config with IB Kasparowski's, my apologies, livery, looking absolutely fantastic. I really do love this one. It looks absolutely beautiful, and that engine is insane. Really do think this one is cool. Down here, though, to talk about the rims. These are the rims 1A, one of my most popular rims that I choose on here. We've gone for an 18-inch rim at the front with a 355 width and a 40 profile on there. Just looking pretty cool. Just about to see the pink of that brake caliper through there, along with some pink writing on the tyres and two-tone white and black rims. Looking very good. Down the backs, they're a little bit bigger. These are a 20-inch rim down the back with a 395 width and a 45 profile on there. Looking beautiful. Loving this truck. Let's jump inside, though, and check out the interior. Beautiful work on the interior by Payne, as always. But let's get this one started up and hear that V12 rumble. Nice little gentle, nice little hum on the tick over. Let's give it some gas. Sounding pretty mean up there at the top end. Quite liking that. But let's get this beast of a truck onto the dyno. See what its horsepower is and what this one's drag rating will be. Here we are then on the dyno with our V12 Ford F-100 Bare Foot V12. 1,532 factory horsepower on this one. How much have we added with our performance parts? And what will its drag rating be? A gain of 1,934 horsepower, 127%. Absolutely incredible. Bringing us up to 3,465 measured horsepower. That is insane. With a drag rating of 999. I don't think we expected any different there. But I will tell you, this will not be entering a drag tournament today. And I will show you why on the drag strip in just a little while. But before we go and see that, let's take a look at the gearbox tuning setup for today. 2.92 ratio I've gone for. I've added an extra gear up to 603 kilometers an hour, 146 kilometers an hour in first gear. This thing is an absolute insane beast. That there is still a bug relating to high power four-wheel drive vehicles, I believe. Let's get over to the drag strip. Let's check out what's going on. Well, here we are then at the drag strip with the Ford F-100 Bare Foot V12, and we won't be doing a king of the sands today. We're going to do 3 1v1s to get some times down, and then we can all decide later whether they count or not. So 1 mile, 3 randomizations, 1, 2, 3. We've ended up with a unicorn. I'm not really surprised there. Let's get into it. I'll show you what's going on in the first race and how we have to counteract it to be able to get a good drag run with this insane beast. Here we are then on the start line against the Ford Mustang Unicorn, looking incredible over there. Not quite as good looking as this truck, but let's jump inside. Let's see what we can do. I know this first race is going to be a write-off, and I'm about to show you why. Let's go. There we go, off the line, into second, into third, wheel spinning absolutely massively. We'll get into fourth gear. We won't ever make it into fifth because we're about to lose control. There we go. We want to cross over that center line. And then we want to hit restart from here. And the reason we hit restart from there is because now we should have a perfect run, he says. Let's give it a go. There we go. Pulling away into second, into third. No wheel spin. Absolutely perfect. Into fourth. Let's keep going. We'll get up into fifth gear. Absolutely fantastic. And then we'll get this beautiful truck across the finish line. There we go. Now that's why we can't enter a drag tournament, because you are guaranteed to always lose the first race. You have to restart to get a good run with it. I believe it's something to do with the four-wheel drive system. Like the first run, it isn't counting the four-wheel drive. It's just whipping it off of the rear wheels. But there we go. 7.810 to the quarter of a mile. 17.568 to the 1 mile with the top speed of 520 kilometers an hour. I do believe that is the fastest we've had to the 1 mile. I'm not 100%, but it's not top of the speederboard there. But we did smash our first opponent. Technically, we'll see whether these count. But let's get in and do the next one. I'm not going to repeat the process over and over again. I'm going to do the auto restart, and we'll just go from there every time. 3 more randomizations then. 1, 2, 3. Okay, something different at the Dodge Charger 777. Let's get in and give this one a go. Absolute missile of a Dodge Charger 777 there on the start line. I've already done the first race and, failed it and restarted so we could get this one down. That truck looks absolutely insane. Can we beat the Dodge Charger 777 though? Let's go. Off the line, into second, into third, there it is, and into fourth. You can see I've managed to get it perfect again in the second run. No wheel spin, no sliding, no slipping. Let's just get across the finish line and see if this one's any better than our first run. There we go. Obviously, we beat the Dodge Charger 777 there. A 7.799 to the quarter of a mile. Slightly, ever so slightly faster to the quarter of a mile. 17.601 seconds to the 1 mile. Not quite as good as our first run. And our top speed down just a tiny little bit. Last one then. Let's get in. 1, 2, 3. We're not doing another unicorn. No, not another unicorn. There we go. We'll do the Nissan Skyline GTR R34 Drag Edition. The beautifully insane looking Ford F-100 Bare Foot V12. Absolute monster. Loving how that one turned out today. Against that blacked out Nissan Skyline drag. Are we going to be able to beat it in our final race? And should these even count? Let's go. Off the line. Into second. Probably not the best gear change. Into third. Let's just keep it going down to the end. Into fourth gear. I think we might have that Nissan Skyline beat quite comfortably with this wild truck. But let's get across the line and see what our final time is. There we go. What have we got? 7.794. This thing just got faster as we went on to the quarter of a mile. 17.574 seconds to the 1 mile. Not quite the quickest 1 mile, but definitely a very quick one nonetheless. And again, back up to the top speed of 520 kilometers an hour. So here we are. This is what will be going down on the speederboard. 7.794 seconds. 17.574 seconds to the 1 mile with a top speed of 520. But should it even count, as technically it can't even win its opening race? Do let me know in the comments below. Let's get back to the garage and see if we can sell this one on for a profit. Well, here we are then, all finished with the beautiful Ford F-100 Bare Foot V12. Looking absolutely stunning, but should it count? with its speederboard at times on the drag strip. Should be sitting in 8th out of 52. I haven't put it on the speederboard yet because I want to know what you guys think. Its times were 7.794 to the quarter of a mile, 17.574 to the 1 mile with a top speed of 520 kilometers an hour. But it could never win the first race because it always spins out and you have to restart. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below whether this one should count on the speederboard and deserve its 8th place up there. I am interested in what you guys think. But let's talk some facts and figures about this beautiful truck we've got here in front of us. Looking absolutely stunning. I bought the car for $22,331 and I've spent a further $82,159 upgrading, modifying and tuning this beautiful truck to how you see it, putting our total spend at $104,490. Can we make some profit from this little truck? There is only one way to find out. Let's get in. Let's take a look. Well, there she is. She is all 100% finished, and that engine is absolutely wild. Starting off with 1,532 horsepower, we increased it by a lot. More than a whole brand new engine, up to 3,465 horsepower. This thing is absolutely insane. Absolutely wild. I very much suggest everyone go and build this one. It's crazy, it's wild, it's a lot of fun. Just don't go ripping up on the drag strip necessarily. You might have better results than I did. Who knows though? But can we make a profit from this? 104,490 is what we spent. 111,870 only just, but I will take that. Obviously no drag strip winnings because we didn't enter a tournament today. Does leave us with a little bit of profit though. 7,380 is what we'll be walking away with. Thank you to Payne for the beautiful mod. Thank you to Zaraki for the beautiful config. And thank you to IB Kasparowski for the beautiful livery. Links to all three of them in the description below. But let's say goodbye to the beautiful truck. Off you go. Definitely enjoyed working on that one. It was a bit of a shame about the drag race at the end. But do remember, let me know whether it should count on the speederboard or not. And I will add it or not, as the case may be. What have we got up next? Well, it is another new mod. This time, a little mod by Lit. And, yeah, I don't quite know what to do with this one. But this is the Citroen C1. We've gone for the Lit edition here today. It is a tiny, quirky, little French car. I don't think I would ever actually buy one. But there we go. It's in the game. We're going to try and make it a little bit wild. Did I get a good deal? No, and I definitely spent more than what I should have, more than what it's worth on a little Citroen C1. 15,298 is what I paid, and I could sell it for 13,511, losing out on 1,787 before we even begin. Hopefully, we can claw that one back. I mean, I'm sure this one's not going to be overpowered for the drag strip. Speaking of which, what engine do we have in this? It is the i4 double overhead cam at BFM, so it's not the four-wheel drive engine we're used to working on that we did 3 of in a row. Still an i4 double overhead cam though. Only 279 factory horsepower. We will obviously be tuning this one up, trying to get it as fast as we possibly can, and hopefully entering and winning maybe a slightly lower class drag tournament. But that is it for today's video. I do hope you did enjoy it. If you did, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. We are almost at 1,000 subscribers. If you can, please help us out by clicking that lovely button. Leave us a like, leave us a comment, especially about whether that truck should count on the speederboard. Let me know what you think we should do with that beautiful little C1, and any other suggestions or ideas you have. I'm always happy to hear them. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a beautiful day, whatever you're getting up to, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.